And we are back. The Boxingego injury report. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I am back with some more boxing. This time, I bring some terrible news, bad news in the world of boxing. As you guys can see from the pictures I presented, Yordenis Ugas, the brand new Boxingego injury report, his eye does not look great. This is following his second loss in a row to Mario Barrios over the weekend on the Canelo versus Charlo card. And I've magnified it for you so you guys can see. This is post-fight aftermath with Yordenis Ugas. Now, it was a very tough fight. I think early when I was watching the fight, because I didn't do a separate video, a lot going on with the Canelo and Charlo, so I'm pumping out the content, getting caught up. But I really want to say the Ugas Barrios fight was the best fight on the card. And that was surprising because I expected a lot from Erickson Lubin and Jesus Ramos. And I expected more than what I seen in the Canelo versus Charlo fight. But we didn't really get that. So I had to say this was probably the best fight. But around the midway point, it got a little bit hard to watch, at least for me. I don't know about you guys. You guys can let me know in the comment section. And that's because Yordenis Ugas, he was off of a very long layoff from the Errol Spence fight, and he took a year plus off. Reason being, when he fought against Errol Spence Jr., his eye got really messed up. He broke his orbital. Errol Spence broke his orbital, and Yordenis Ugas had impacted vision. In both fights, the Errol Spence fight as well as the Yordenis Ugas versus Mario Barrios fight, Yordenis Ugas, per usual, he showed his character and he showed that he has a tremendous heart. But for whatever reason, post Errol Spence fight, his eye is not holding up. And I think it's based on the damage that he took in the Errol Spence fight. I really believe that strongly. As you guys can see on the screen, these are some screen grabs and photos from the Errol Spence fight, and you can see his eye gave away. It was completely gone. The doctors had to keep looking at him, similar to what happened in the Barrios fight. You see the doctors checking him out, and Yordenis Ugas looks shocked. One eye looks big and the other looks pretty grotesque. Now, some people are wondering why it looks so pronounced on Ugas. Ugas does suffer from alopecia, like other people, like Jada Pinkett Smith, and that's why he doesn't have any hair on top of his head, and he doesn't have any eyebrow hair. So it looks even more, I don't know. I don't know the science. I don't know if having eyebrows would somehow create different cushioning so you don't form as much scar tissue. I don't know, because you look at him, he has no eyebrows, and I'm wondering if having no eyebrows was easier. I don't know what happens with the follicles or something, if it's easier to gain scar tissue. But for whatever reason, since this Errol Spence fight, it is not looking good for Yordenis Ugas. So Yordenis Ugas stated after the Errol Spence fight that his eye gave him a lot of problems. He said he couldn't open his eye. This is him after the Errol Spence fight. And you see his cheek is all swollen and busted. His eye is nailed shut, completely shut. And it's just not a good scene. He also said that he was bleeding from his eye, and he, took a long time off as a result of this eye injury, only to come back and in the same exact eye, the right eye, go through it with Mario Barrios. And, it's just sad. It's sad because, at the end of the day, this is potentially career altering for a former champion who beat Manny Pacquiao. I want to it's up to my promoter, I believe. So a guy who, for the record, I had him beating Sean Porter in a close fight as well. So a talented fighter who also beat Terrence Crawford in the amateurs. I know it's different, but I'm just saying, in the amateurs, he beat Terrence Crawford. And then as a pro, I thought he beat Sean Porter in a close fight. And then he definitely beat Manny Pacquiao and pretty much retired Manny Pacquiao when they fought. So at age 37, back-to-back losses, he already has other losses in his career. you have to wonder, is this the end of the road for Yordenis Ugas? Because Mario Barrios, he's a talented fighter, very tough. This definitely, in my opinion, helps Gervonta Davis' legend grow, because Gervonta Davis moved up to 140 and Barrios is big and he defeated Mario Barrios. So I think that helps Gervonta Davis' legend. And Mario Barrios is a newcomer to the division. And and this is not a disrespect, I actually know Mario Barrios personally from when he was training out here in the Bay. But if you can't beat Mario Barrios, and I don't know anyone that has him in the actual top 3 in welterweight right now, and he's not necessarily known as the biggest puncher. And if your face is breaking way and things like that of this nature, when you're fighting a guy like Barrios, at this point, who wants to see Ugas versus Keith Thurman even though Keith Thurman's been spotty in terms of activity, but even more Terrence Crawford or Yordenis Ugas versus Boots. I personally, I wouldn't want to see that if medically he keeps going through this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Jerron Boots Ennis. I've used my channel to promote Jerron Boots Ennis and tell you guys to check for him, and he's one to watch and things like that. But I personally, I care about the fighters. And it's just, you know, this is competition. This is a sport. I don't want to see somebody permanently maimed or something like that. So I think a fight with Boots would be far too dangerous at this juncture, age 37. And again, you're losing back-to-back fights. You don't look like your eye held up after the Errol Spence fight. I definitely think this is from the Errol Spence fight, because we never seen this. When he was fighting against a guy like Sean Porter, his eye didn't do all this. But then that Errol Spence fight, even though Errol Spence just lost, and I know some people are sleeping on Errol Spence, he's still a talented fighter and definitely hard to deal with. And when Errol Spence does get the best of fighters, it ruins them, if we're really being honest. Now, we know he didn't get the best of Terrence Crawford. That goes without saying. He lost that fight. But when Errol Spence gets the best of you, it's like the fighters sometimes aren't really the same. You look at Triple G, he fought Kell Brook, messed up his eye. Then Errol Spence fought him right after, messed up his other eye. And Kell Brook, so realistically, I haven't been chocolate right hand brownie. He was never the same, in my opinion, after those 2 fights, especially the culminating with the Errol Spence. I think Errol Spence, he just has that style where, again, if he gets the best of you and he gets going, it's hard to deal with. And he's just a brute. He's a bruiser and like a brute force type of guy. So I feel sad, because at the end of the day, Ugas might not be the same, especially if he has this scar tissue. But I wanted to give you guys the update. Prayers to Ugas. I wish him a speedy recovery. Hopefully there's something doctors can do, or I don't know, something he could do to maybe preserve his career. But he definitely should take it easy, take it lightly, and if anything, ease his way back and not go into such tough fights. And that's what y'all got to respect about boxing. At the end of the day, these dudes are warriors, and it's like you got sideline fans and keyboard warriors, and they're like, oh, this guy ain't this, and this guy's a bum and cherry pick. This is real life, man. You got fighters who this is all they know. This is how they make a living. This is how they earn their coin. So if their hand breaks or their eye doesn't hold up anymore, this impacts their livelihood. They might never be able to work as a professional fighter, the sport that they came up in, the sport that they love and stuff like that. So we got to really give it to these guys like Ugas for being warriors and risking it all. And in both fights back to back, Errol Spence and the Barrios fight, he wanted to continue in the Errol Spence fight, the Barrios fight. He somehow survived. The man got heart. I give him credit for that, but it's just unfortunate with his eye. The Boxingego injury report. Let me know how I did in the video. YouTube will show you some other videos I've done that you could catch up in your boxing news. And I'm introducing Super Thanks right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We work.